Good morning, happy Monday, everybody, and welcome, welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Whisky Blu and friends. Ah, how are you doing today, Veronica?
I'm doing incredible.
All right, incredible is the word today. We're so happy to be here. We woke up again, Veronica.
Yeah, woke up, see another day,
Yep, we went to bed last night
and we woke up to see another day.
and we're still above ground. Um, so there must be a reason that we're still here.
Yep.
We must have something that we need to do. And hey, let's get to it on today and just have a good time. For those that listen or that come on or that join us on today, there is something that we wanted to start talking about. Do you remember what it is, Veronica?
Which just showed me Friday.
Veronica?
Oh, I know what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, I know what the topic is.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to get you more interactive. What are we talking about today?
Energy vampires.
Energy vampires, exactly.
Yep.
We're talking about energy vampires on today. And what is an energy vampire? And energy, if you all have never heard that word before or those words together before, when we're talking about energy vampire, an energy vampire is a person who drains your emotional and mental energy, leaving you feeling exhausted, stressed, or depleted after interactions. Wow, what you think? What you think about that? Have you ever experienced an energy vampire, Veronica?
I had experience, but I never knew that what what they call it.
Okay, and
Everything
that
got a bill but them.
yeah, and it's unique as we talk about energy vampires. Like you said, a lot of people have probably experienced or come in contact with energy vampires, and they didn't necessarily know that there was a word or a meaning or what it actually was that they were experiencing in a person. So I think it's good to have these conversations. Um, what? Let me ask you this: what is it that you have felt when you come in contact with the energy vampire?
Like you say, they drain you. They mess with your emotions. Just like you just be tired, tired, tired.
Yeah, and you know what? Energy vampires can be so draining at a period of time that even when they call you on the phone or the phone rings, it's like just them, period, because you become so in touch and connected with them, draining your energy, you know what I'm saying, until just the phone ringing. You know what I'm saying? You begin
Yeah.
to feel something just from them calling you on the phone. So I thought it was good for us to start this week talking about NG vampires to help people out there that may very well be dealing with NG vampires. What do you do when you find yourself in touch with an energy vampire? Now, one of the things that I will say to you, Veronica, and us talking today is that I'm a part of a group called Codependence Anonymous, right?
Yeah.
And Codependence Anonymous is about building healthy relationships. A lot of time we get into relationships with people and we become what's the word? There was a word that was right on the tip of my tongue, you know what I'm saying? But we become enablers. We become enablers. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I don't really know. Maybe by the time we get through this week, we'll get to deal with it. But I myself am at a place in my life, especially in my recovery. I tell people I am a codependent in recovery. So there's still work that I need to do on myself. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things about me in my life and me coming up, and one of the trauma things that I deal with as a person is that I've been a people pleaser. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, as a people pleaser, a lot of times I will hold on to people in my life, longer than what I should be because they have become a liability, if I may say it, as opposed to an asset. And I know people may not like to look at people in your life as liabilities and assets, but in a healthy relationship, there ought to be you giving into others and them pouring back into you. That's an equal exchange in friendship or in a relationship. But sometimes we come in touch with people who are so needy. They need more from you and they take more from you and they're drawing more from you than what they're pouring into you. And so what happens is when you get finished dealing with them, you're drained while they're filled up. Does that make any sense?
Make a lot of sense.
You see, we can't pour from an empty cup. But if you have people in your life that all they do is drain from you and take from you, but they have nothing that they're pouring back into you, then eventually your cup is going to be empty. You're going to be emotionally drained. You're going, all of that stuff that we talked about the other week about decompressing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you have to find time to get that energy, that positive energy back up and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have people in your life. I'm just saying that you have to be very careful about the people that you let into your life. And if you find yourself in a situation with an energy vampire, because they feed on the emotional energy of others, you know what I'm saying? They feed on emotional energy and everything, and it causes an awkwardness and an annoyance. And they may not even necessarily know it. Some energy vampires, I believe, they know what they are and they know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? While others may not necessarily know.
Yep. Some might not even know.
Yeah. So I'm like anything you want to say that you want to pop in and say.
Yeah, like you gotta limit your time with them. Cause I was looking up some more stuff about it.
Uh huh.
Yeah, you gotta limit your time. I want to say reduce the time you spend with them and all that.
Right. Because you can literally love a person that's an energy vampire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it can be difficult to limit your time when they're constantly trying to latch on to you. You know what I'm saying? And constantly, they want to talk to you every day. They want to talk to you 5, 6 times a day.
Then,
And it would be okay to talk with a person that much if, in the midst of you talking to them that much, that it's an equal exchange and they're pouring into you and you're pouring into them. But if you're spending that much time and giving that much time, and listen, I say this all the time, time is a currency. You follow what I'm saying? That's why
yeah,
when we talk about time, we talk about what? Spending time. You
spending
know?
time.
And time, once you spend it, you can't get it back. you know and people love your time, and you end up spending your time and giving so much of your energy. You barely can deal with anybody else in your life if you have an energy vampire that's sucking you dry
Cause they're draining you.
because they draining you. And
They
so we're going to
complain.
be. Go ahead.
They complain about. their problems, but they never taking time to fix their problems.
Yeah, and that's important. You have to, when you're dealing with people, if they're willing to work on themselves, if they're willing to work on themselves, then that's one thing. But if I got my screen is all messed up over here, so if they're willing to work on themselves, then that's one thing. But if they're not willing to put the time in to work on themselves and to fix those particular issues in their life. Are you
Exactly.
still there, Veronica?
Yeah, I'm here.
Veronica?
I'm here. I'm still
Veronica.
here.
Okay, I'm asking you still there because I can't see you right now because there's something going on with my computer.
I'm right side you.
Thank you, bro. Okay. So yeah, Edward, I don't know what's going on with my computer, but because all the windows that I had open now they're kind of like in different places and stuff like that. But as we're talking about energy vampires, you have to be careful about that. There's a movie that I recommend to people to watch, and I've recommended it to people. Many of them have not watched it, even though I recommended it to them and stuff like that. But it's a great movie to watch, and it's called Celestine Prophecy. And by watching this movie, you probably would really be able to see how a person can drain your energy. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be in relationships and friendships with people that pour into me as I pour into them. And I understand that a person may not be able to pour into me sometimes, depending on where they are in their life, as much as I'm able to pour into them. And even at times in my life, I may need people to pour into me more than what I can pour into them. So you got to have people in your life, you know what I mean, that you have a well rounded group or circle of people in your life. I've got some great people in my life that pour into me. But then I've had people in my life that drain me and leave me drained. And I'm not at that place at this particular point in my life to have energy vampires in my life. So I have to make decisions, and I've had to cut people off. I've had people in my life who were addicts. I've had people in my life who were alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? I love those people as persons, but because of their alcoholism or because of whatever it is that they're going through, you know what I'm saying? And it's, listen, it's not easy to deal with people who are addicts, probably on any level. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I've had people in my life that I enjoy talking to them, but when they are drinking, they say things, they do things, you know what I'm saying? We have in our conversations become so crazy, the conversation that
Yeah.
I've given them time to work on themselves, but I've had to just cut them off.
They become a totally different person.
Yeah. And if you let them, they will leave. I have been on the phone with people that by the time I get finished with them, Veronica, I feel so drained and so tapped out by them. You know, I'm so drained and tapped out by them. So this week, that's what we're going to be talking about. Energy vampires. We're going to learn more about energy vampires. See how you deal with how much time do you give an energy vampire? Do you say something to them to let them know? Listen, you have got to set boundaries. Ultimately, what it is, when people come into your life, you have to establish boundaries, and it's best to establish those boundaries ahead of time or as soon as you're coming along the way. You need to establish boundaries. And if people that come into your life begin to cross those boundaries that you set, been saying one or two things: either that they don't care, about the boundaries that you have set in place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or they don't know no better and they got some work they need to be doing on themselves. You know what I'm saying? But boundaries have to be set. And so, as me as a person, that person that's a codependent, and we'll talk more about what it is to be codependent. But when you are in recovery, and to be a recovering codependent, I have to watch my life. The more I heal, the more I have to watch my life and not allow certain things to happen. Prior to me entering into codependency recovery, I allowed things to happen that now, as I'm in recovery, I'm not willing to allow certain things to go on. I still allow some things to go on, Veronica, longer
Yeah.
than what I should. You know what I'm saying? Because none of
Uh-huh.
us, we're not perfect. We're not perfect.
Nope, not perfect.
Yeah. So we'll keep talking about NG vampires this week. Let's get on over to the inspirational moment, by Veronica Nicholas. I'm ready
I
for
can go
you.
now?
Yeah, of course. Whenever I say, let's get on over to our inspirational moment with Veronica Nicholas, that means it's your time to go. That
Okay.
means I will shut up.
The harder the battle, the greater the testimony. Life will challenge you in ways you never expected. There will be days when you feel tired, discouraged, and ready to give up. But don't lose faith. God sees every struggle, every prayer, and even step you take. Even when you can't see Him working, He is strengthening you, guiding you, and preparing you for something greater. Keep trusting, keep praying, keep moving forward. One day you will look back and realize that God used your hardest battle to create your strongest testimony.
God, one day you will look back, that God used your hardest
Battles
battles
to create your strongest testimony.
to create your strongest testimony. I tell you, God must be creating a major, mighty, mighty testimony, Veronica, in my life. I don't know about you.
Yep.
Yeah. So I didn't have a blooper, did I?
No, you was good.
Okay, I saw you doing like this. I said, did I
No, gave
do
you a thumb
it?
up
Okay,
when
okay.
you were saying that. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, I'm good. I'm grateful. We're grateful for that inspirational moment, Veronica, and we thank you so very much for it. And I'm good. Myself, I've been taking time to spend with myself because this is a time I know I'm getting ready for surgery. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I need to maintain the most positive um, energy, the most uplift. I need to say uplifted. I need to say motivated. I need to say positive. And so that's what I'm doing. My thing is, I know why, Veronica. I know why people tend to not share stuff when they're going through health conditions and stuff like that,
Yeah.
because people around you mean well, but sometimes they can draw more energy from you than they give to you to go through what it is that you're going through.
Going through.
You know what I'm saying? And
I hear
so,
you.
so I do understand it. But that's why at this time, if any of y'all out there and you're trying to call me and I'm not responding and everything like that, I love you, but I love me more. And I know that I'm about to go through something and have to deal with something. I don't really know what the outcome is going to be. I know that whatever the outcome is, that God allowed it. You know what I'm saying? And that I'll be able to, He'll give me the strength to endure whatever the outcome is. But I got to stay positive along the way. So anybody, if you can't out there, if you can't stay positive with me, you know what I'm saying? Then at this time, I'll talk to you on the other side. You know what I'm saying? That's all I have to tell people, Veronica. I'll talk to them on the other side of my procedure. You know what I'm saying? And I'll let them know now. But right now, I'm doing everything to stay prayed up, meditated up. You know what I'm saying? Encouraged up, feeding myself with positive, inspirational stuff along the way. I want inspirational people that's going to be able to come into my life at this time and say, hey, man, I know you may be going through, but it's going to be all right. I'm praying with you. I'm backing you. I'm sending you positive energy and stuff, as opposed to telling me about all their problems. You know what I'm saying? Because I got my own. I got my own things I have to deal with right now. And I
Yeah,
don't necessarily have a bunch of time to give to other people to tell me what they're going through while I'm going through what I'm going through. Hey, I'm taking mine to God. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking mine in prayer. I'm building myself up on my holy faith. You know what I'm saying?
I
And so
follow you.
that's why I appreciate every moment that we come in and have talk, you and I, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
we have our inspirational moment that you give us, because the inspirational moment feeds me. You know what I'm
feed
saying?
you. Yeah,
Yeah. It gives me some positive energy. And so let's continue this week talking about energy vampires. How do you deal with them? Are
cause
you
it
dealing with? Do you have energy vampires in your life? Have you never heard of energy vampire, but you can relate to people that come into your life that are energy vampire? You just didn't have words to put on it. You just knew they were draining your energy, but you wouldn't have called them an energy vampire because you didn't know there was a such thing as
yeah,
energy vampire. So we want to give you all that information this week, and
because
hope.
it's a
Go ahead.
lot to cover.
It's a lot to cover, Veronica, for
Yeah,
real.
it's a lot.
So, and we'll keep talking about it this week. So, you all, we're about to leave here on today and get out of here. And we'll see you on tomorrow morning at the same time, Tuesday morning. But we thank you for spending with us this morning. Maybe I need to start posting as well what we're going to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'll post that on the page today about energy vampire. You know, because I listen, I've been cutting people off, not necessarily cutting them off, but I realize that I talk with people, I try to be nice to people and kind to them and let them know what situations are, hoping they can do better. But once they don't do better, then I have to just totally shut down from them, because I realize they're not necessarily going to get it from me, but I'm not willing to let them keep drawing from me either. You know, and it's difficult when you love people. I just want you to know, loving people, and when you love people or have a love for a person as a brother, a sister, a husband, a wife, or a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever, it's not easy cutting people off. But sometimes you have to do what you got to do, because what you need to do is best for you and
Yeah,
your energy. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to do what you have to do, and they'll get over it. They'll get
yeah,
over
for
it.
your best interest.
Talk, Veronica.
Yeah, you gotta do it for your best interest.
Yeah,
It may be hard, but something you gotta do.
yeah. So true. Ah, I so enjoyed being with you again on this morning, and that's making it through another weekend. And you all tune in
Damn here.
tomorrow as we continue to talk about energy vampire. Do you have anything else you want to say before we get out of here, Veronica?
No, not really.
Okay. All right, you all have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.